Stunning new numbers from the Trump administration tonight. Nearly 2,000 children have been separated from their parents in 6 weeks. That's 2,000 kids, and the 6 weeks we're talking about are mid-April through the end of May. Trump's so-called zero-tolerance policy separates children from their parents while the adults are prosecuted for entering the United States illegally. And Team Trump is using the Bible to justify the policy.
I would cite you to the Apostle Paul and his clear and wise command in Romans 13 to obey the laws of the government because God has ordained the government for his purposes.
I can say that it is very biblical to enforce the law. That is actually repeated a number of times throughout the Bible.
Out front now, Jensen Franklin. He is the senior pastor of Free Chapel and a member of President Trump's Evangelical Advisory Council. And I appreciate your time, Pastor. Thank you for coming on tonight. I just wanted to read the exact wording from the Bible verse that Sessions cites, Romans 13. Let everyone be subject to the governing authorities, for there is no authority except that which God has established. Consequently, whoever rebels against the authority is rebelling against what God has instituted, and those who do so will bring judgment on themselves. Does this Bible verse justify this policy in the Trump administration of separating families who are crossing the border illegally?
Yeah, I just think that it's a very dangerous route to go when you begin to take selections of scriptures and say, you know, the Bible was written to justify political standings. The Bible was never written as a political roadmap. The Bible was written as a roadmap to salvation through Jesus Christ, to give people hope, to give people life eternal. And when we begin to take, with all due respect to Jeff Sessions, I know him, I've met him, I've talked with him, but he's wrong. He's wrong to take that scripture. And the way that he said it bothered me a little bit, Erwin. I felt like, you know, looking at him, kind of smiling, and this is a sensitive and very emotional, powerful issue that we're talking about. I'm a father of 5 children. I have grandchildren, and we're all made in God's image according to, if you're going to quote Scripture, let's quote that one in Genesis 1, where we were made, all of us, regardless of the color of our skin, regardless of our economic standing and status, we're all made in the image of God, and He loves us all the same.
You know, the verse is a controversial one, and perhaps because of its reference to governing authorities, it has been used in the past. And it has been used specifically, Pastor, as you know, to justify things including slavery in the Civil War, apartheid in South Africa, and even Nazi Germany under Hitler. What I'm trying to understand is, do you think Sanders are unaware of what this verse has been used to justify such horrific things like slavery and genocide?
Well, I would like to clarify because, first of all, Jeff Sessions was wrong, but President Trump was right this morning when he released a statement saying that he denounced this practice, that it was a horrible thing, a terrible thing, I think he said, to see families ripped apart. I appreciate the President saying that. It's the right call. And the Bible is a pro-family book. It is now trying to put families together, not rip them apart. And now the problem is there's laws, and I understand the Attorney General is there to enforce the laws. So here's where my heart leans. As a pastor, I pastor people. I don't care if they're legal or illegal. I don't care where they came from. I'm going to pastor them and love them. But we do have to find the middle ground of somehow, honoring the law of the land, but showing mercy to the immigrants.
Pastor, I'm just trying to understand. I understand, you know policy well. Of course, you are a man of faith. The president, it's a law. He has the choice to enforce it, all right? So if he thinks it's a bad thing, he could stop it, and he could stop it tomorrow. That is within his jurisdiction right now. And I understand you support what he said this morning, but I'm simply making that point because you are on the president's Evangelical Advisory Council, and you have disagreed with him before. You have been very frank about your point of view. When he made the comments about S-hole countries, here's what you said.
It was wrong what he said. I say that respectfully. There's no nations that are trash, and I'm putting it kind, what he said. There's no people in those nations that are worthless and trash, of every kindred and of every tongue and of every nation.
Is the president losing your support, Pastor?
No, not in the the policies, not in the policies. And I don't see this as the issue and the stand that the president is taking, quite frankly. I heard him say today, come to the table. Let's really be honest a moment. Let's really be honest a moment.
But he's using this as a bargaining chip, right? He could stop it right now, but he's saying, I won't stop it because Democrats, I want you to come do other things on immigration. So I'm going to allow the families to be separated in the meantime. I mean, Pastor, that is what's happening. He does have the ability to stop it.
He doesn't have the ability to make law. Congress makes law, and he's saying to the Democrats, and with all due respect, this is not a criticism. President Obama had a filibuster-proof Congress that he could have done something for 2 years on DACA, and he didn't do anything, not because he's a bad person. You want to know why he didn't do anything? It's not a Republican or a Democratic issue. We've got to stop the bipartisan politics of it's time for Nancy Pelosi and Schumer and the Republicans. The president said, I'll sign it. He's told me, he's told others, I'll sign it. If we'll get the border secure, I will take care and have a pathway of citizenship to those who are here.
All right, Pastor, I appreciate your time and thank you so much.
Thank you.